You're looking live at the Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota for today's third and final game of the Super Rink Spectacular at the Bantam B1 level, featuring the home Chaska Chanhassen Stormhawks, CCHA Bantam B1 Gold, facing Neebing, the Neebing Hawks, wearing their road green and yellow and black uniforms. They're from the Thunder Bay area. Chaska Chanhassen 1-1 after a controversial one-goal loss to Wayzata White. And let's hope that official is not our official today. He is not. There's Azanoff, dumps it in. Starting lineup will be Perry, Azanoff, and Weisenin. Your forwards, along with Johnson and Lund, your defense. As always, our starting goaltender is Nathan Brandt. Here's a loose puck, comes out to Brandt. Brandt ahead to Weisenin. Weisenin high off the glass. Bouncing puck at the blue line. Kicked ahead by Perry. Here comes Perry down the left side. Perry shoots high over the net. To Johnson. We're going to be using a Aiden Girding's father's hotspot here today and hoping that gets us some better internet connectivity. All the way down, they wave icing there as it hopped over Kurt's stick. Here is Quinn Johnson in his own zone. Gives to Olsen. Olsen supporting the puck nicely. Olsen's got some speed there. He leaves it for Palmquist. Palmquist off of a Neebing stick and into the Hawks zone, into the Hawks bench. We'll have a face-off right outside Neebing's bench. Kurt, Palmquist, and Olsen, your forwards right now. Kurt throwing a check in front of the Neebing bench. And a long pass into the zone, and well offside is number 9 in green. Players to watch out for in green, at least from what I saw. Number 19, he's a center. He wears the captain C. Number 18, I think he's also a forward. And then number 10, he's also a center. There's number 10 whacking at it, gets it in. It's going to bounce in on Brandt. Brandt waits for Girding to pick it up. Now it's rimmed around to the near side. It'll be Olsen first on the puck. They battle away at it. It is Bigglebach that comes out with it. Reverses the puck to Olsen. Olsen escapes a check nicely there. Cross-ice pass. Intercepted nicely. Knocked down by Palmquist. Palmquist goes in with Kurt. Palmquist, his pass is intercepted or tipped away. Now it's Kurt. Kurt tried to feed it up the wall. It's coming out for Girding, and then it's tipped out by Neebing. Ramaka will pick it up in the neutral zone, gives to Girding. Girding will dump it in. Intercepted by Ramaka. Ramaka fights through a check into the corner. Physical play in the near corner. Feder on the wall. Hokkanen fell down as he went to go get that puck, and Neebing on the attack. The right side, nice defensive play there by Lindell. Breaks up that rush. And Neebing with the puck at the red line. Will feed it back to their defenseman. Cross-ice pass, nobody there in green. It comes to Johnson. Johnson's pass goes off a leg and back into the Stormhawk zone where Lindell will gather it. Put it around the wall for Hokkanen. Hokkanen tried to tip it. Hokkanen whacks at a rolling puck. Comes to Spalding. Spalding can't get it over to Ramaka. And it's Neebing back on the attack. Neebing into the zone on their backhand. Shot going wide. And Brandt gets a glove on it. We'll have a face-off with 12:14 to go in the opening period. 0-0 your score. All right, you get this. So when we score, you're going to put a thing. How about under the number? Under it, not next to it. Under. Just a little. Neebing wins the faceoff, dumps it in deep with control in the far corner. Defensive position by Weisenin, and the puck comes to Lindell, to Azanoff. His one-touch pass goes behind all the Stormhawks. To Johnson. Johnson will dump it in. Stormhawks playing without a full roster, and they will be for perhaps the rest of the season, as Matthew Tyler is injured with a broken ankle. Had surgery this morning, and all indications are that surgery went well. And we wish him the best in his recovery. Hopefully he gets back in the ice sooner than the doctors anticipate. Face-off won by the Stormhawks, flipped in by Olsen to a defenseman Hawk. Now it's back out to Girding. Girding will flip it ahead to the blue line, knocked down at the Stormhawk blue line by Neebing, and then it slid in offsides. You probably didn't see it because this cameraman is not getting paid enough. Score update from Madison, Wisconsin. Gophers. Here's a pass in front off of Brandt's stick. Long shot. Saved by Brandt. He gathers the rebound. And frankly, this game, at least to me, doesn't mean as much. Well, it does. But the Gophers won today. They beat the Badgers. So all is right in the world, at least for the next hour or so. This will be a cherry on the top if the Stormhawks can get a win here. Here's a puck that slides in on Brandt. And hey, a quick whistle. Wow, funny. What a nice thing that is, the referee blowing a whistle when he covers the puck. In the previous game, if you probably weren't able to watch it because the Wi-Fi and the cell service here is hot garbage, but Brandt had a puck frozen on his side of the, there's a chance. Kurt's got to be stronger on the faceoff. Brandt had a puck frozen on the side of the net, and the whistle never came, and Wayzata White just whacked away until the puck was knocked in the net for what turned out to be the deciding goal. Here's a chance, block in front. Pass ahead, it'll be Olsen to chase it down. He will beat icing. Olsen tried to feed it in front to Palmquist. That's off a stick. Olsen will reverse to Palmquist behind the net. He stops it with his skate back against the end wall. Back to Olsen. Olsen tried to get around. He won a defender. Now it comes out to Lindell. Lindell pokes at it. He's got help back. Lindell held it for a moment. And Neebing wins that battle. Number 10 is one of the players I think to watch out for. Penalty coming, kind of a weak call. Wow. Chaska Channison's going to go for a hooking. I don't know. I don't see a stick in the hands, but it's going to be Palmquist going for, nope. Palmquist, Kurt, Olsen, Lindell. Who's going for hooking? Looks like it'll be Lindell going for hooking. I didn't see a whole lot there. Maybe he did get his stick up in the hands. So Neebing to go on their first power play of the game with 10:04 to go in the opening period, scoreless. Face-off won by Neebing. Long shot. Goes wide. I'm not sure Brandt saw that coming in. Puck off the wall to Ramaka. Ramaka around one forechecker, then flips it out nicely. That shouldn't be icing. The goaltender's going to come out and negate that icing. I think it was going to be icing. Good pressure by Spalding. Good physical play behind the net. Spalding still with it. He's knocked off the puck. Good penalty killing by Spalding off of Bigglebox skate. Now in the neutral zone, he chases for it. And he's going to win that battle. Feed it ahead. No, he doesn't. And Neebing dumps it in. There'll be Johnson on it in front of his net. Come right out in front. Spalding trying to knock it ahead, and it's off a Neebing player and offsides. Good penalty kill so far. 40 seconds killed of the hooking minor to Lindell. A special thanks to Aiden Girding's dad for his hot spot. He's got a better cell carrier than I do. Hokkanen will throw it all the way down the ice. That will be icing, I believe. It will. That has made the difference in the connectivity. He's got Verizon, I've got T-Mobile, and T-Mobile apparently doesn't like the city of Blaine. It'll be Wiseman and Hokkanen, your forward penalty killers, with Girding and I don't know if that's Lund or Bigglebock. I think that's Josh Lund. Face-off won by Wiseman to Girding. Now it slides just by Wiseman. Slap shot, misses the net to Hokkanen. Hokkanen drops it back for Lund. Lund will drop it back for Hokkanen. Hokkanen takes a shoulder, fighting a few seconds off the penalty. We'll bring it all the way back. .37 seconds left to go on the Drew Lindell hooking minor. Palmquist to take the draw. He's got Olsen with him on this penalty kill. Nice little tip ahead by Bigglebock. It's a chance for Olsen. Olsen going in alone, shorthanded. Olsen in, shoots, missed the net, rebound, comes out in front. Palmquist hits at it, and it just slides across the top of the crease. Good scoring chance for the Stormhawks on the penalty kill. Olsen on the breakaway, and a nice pass by Palmquist. Otherwise, he may be off to the races himself. Neebing a little sloppy right now. We're 5-on-5. Lindell back onto the ice. Kurt replaces him on the ice. And back on the attack. This is a player to watch out for. Number 19 in green. Here's a shot right in front and gets gathered by Brandt. Get a quick whistle. .7:53 to go in the opening period. 0-0 the score. The Gophers, the Stormhawks killing the first penalty of the game. There's a sharp angle shot, and that's not a shot on goal. Don't even give that to them. So far, shots are 5-0 in favor of Neebing. Face-off one cleanly back to the point, but it bounces right to Ramaka. 2-on-1 with Hokanen. Ramaka in. Across to Hokanen, and the 2-on-1 pass doesn't connect. Now here's Spalding, try to feed it up the wall. He does now to, it'll be Hokanen. Hokanen around behind the net. In front, in the crease. Spalding whacks away at it. They fight for it. It's in. Spalding scores. Ryan Spalding finds a loose puck at the top of the crease and flips it over the goaltender's shoulder. And it's 1-0 Stormhawks with 7:25 to go in the opening period. That's Spalding's 8th of the year for the Stormhawks. Number 8 gets the goal, maybe unassisted. Let's listen to what they say here. Sounds like it was an unassisted goal for Ryan Spalding. That's his 8th goal of the season, and the Stormhawks are up 1-0 about halfway through this period. There's a pass by Lund, intercepted, and then taken back in by Neebing, and they're offsides. About, say, 14:50. Yep. A face-off one controlled by Perry. Perry into the zone, down the right side. Father from behind. Perry fed it in front off a Neebing player and almost on net. Here is Neebing off the wall, right to Weisenen. Weisenen back to Lund. He'll go D-to-D to Girding. Girding up to Perry. That just missed Perry's stick. And we'll have a nice thing. We'll bring it down with 6:43 to play in the opening period. Stormhawks lead 1-0 over the Hawks. Face-off one back by Kurt. Neebing now with control. Nope, picked up by Kurt. Kurt across to Olsen. Olsen 1-on-1. Toe drag, shot, glove, save. Nice shot, nice save by the Neebing goaltender. I think there might be an outside chance at Chaska Chanhassen getting a shot at playing for the championship in this tournament. Otherwise, with a win, I mean, they have to win. Otherwise, it's maybe third place game is the best they can hope for. Stormhawks with arguably the hardest schedule in this tournament, facing Forest Lake, Wayzata, and Neebing. There are 2 or 3 kind of weaker teams in this tournament. Mounds View, Irondale, who look pretty good. Look decent. They gave this Neebing squad a tough test earlier today. But Mounds View, Irondale, Anoka, and East Metro, all 3 of those teams probably a step below the Prior Lakes, Wayzatas, Neebings. Ooh, there's a shot from a sharp angle right on. Ooh, great scoring chance and a big save by Brandt. Brandt bailed out the Stormhawks there as they couldn't get it out of the zone. A shot from right in the slot into the glove. I hope you gave that a scoring chance. Ryan Spalding, your goal scorer, taking the faceoff. He wins that back. We'll see if Lindell's first on it. No, it'll be Spalding back on it. They'll feed it around for Hokanen. Hokanen tried to get it up the wall. That's cut off. Pass in front. Off of Lindell. Shot high over the net. Didn't miss by much. That'll be Hokanen to Ramaka in his skates. He gathers it from his skates down the right side. He steps around one check. Hokanen almost fed a trailing Spalding, just a little behind him, comes to Lund. Lund off the wall to Spalding. Spalding down the left side. He's pushed hard into the wall. Now it'll be fed around. It'll be Johnson. No, it'll be Ramaka first on it. Ramaka drops for Johnson. Johnson was coming back to the blue line, but Hokanen's on it. Spalding shoots. One-time shot. Turned aside. I don't know if that ever got on net. Good chance there by Spalding. Now comes Neebing back on the attack. This is one of their better players. Number 10. He pushed it in front. Comes up to the high slot. Shots. Blocker save by Brandt. It'll be Johnson. Johnson off the wall and off a Neebing player into the bench, and it should be out into neutral zone. It is. 4:31 to go in the opening period. Stormhawks lead 1-0. And they'll do the ice after this period, I believe. I think we start, no. I can't remember. They might, ooh. Perry fell down on a smaller player and didn't feel good. There's a puck to Azanoff in the neutral zone. Drops it to Lund. Lund up to Weisenen. He can't get it out. Now it comes out to Perry. 1-on-2. Perry now down the left side. Perry protecting the puck, feeds it over to Weisenen. Comes in front, and it just slides off Weisenen's stick. No scoring chance or shot comes on there. It'll be Perry now. Perry to whack it in and allow the forecheck to begin. Goaltender stops it behind. Good pressure by Weisenen. Weisenen now in the near corner. Push it on to the far corner. Waiting for the forecheck to come. And a little overskate by both Perry and Azanoff. And that will allow Neebing to skate out with it. 2-on-2. 3-on-3. Had to get around Girding. Sharp angle shot. Stopped by Brandt. Now pushed up the wall. It'll be Azanoff on it. Azanoff with Perry off a Perry stick. Azanoff picks it up. They say it's offsides. Azanoff turnaround shot. Azanoff hammered into the wall. Out in front to Lindell. No shot comes there. Azanoff looking a little worse for the wear. Pass in front to Lindell. That doesn't connect. And it fed all the way down. We'll have icing. Azanoff hit hard into the half wall there, and we'll see if he's able to regain the play in his next shift. Not the most physical of players is Michael Azanoff, but he had a good shift there. Made a couple nice plays to get a scoring chance for the Stormhawks. And there's a loose puck over to the far side. Pass for the Hawks through the middle, trying to split the middle. Almost able to get past the Stormhawk defenseman. Another weak call. Another weak hooking call. They're going to take, it looks like it's Lindell that's going to go for his second hooking call of the game. And in our previous game, they let a lot go. In this game so far, they haven't let anything go. I believe this official is kind of a, he doesn't stand for much, and he also doesn't stand for fans cheering or calling him out on his calls or non-calls for that matter. Here's Palmquist ahead to Kurt, has to reach for it into the Stormhawk zone, or into the Neebing zone. Palmquist passes fanned on in front to Olsen. Olsen's turnaround shot missed the net. Now Neebing back on the attack on the power play. Through the middle, cut off by Kurt, and shot comes on to Brandt. Nice defensive play by the Stormhawks there, not allowing a high-quality shot. We have 2:21 left in the first period. Neebing on the penalty on the power play for a minute 31 still. Face-off won by Neebing. Back to the point. Pressured by Hokanen. Now to the left circle. Down low to the half wall. Now down low again. Give and go. Shot saved by Brandt. I think Brandt read that very nicely. He could see the player coming in from the half wall and just stood his ground. Nice play there by the Hawks. A little give and go from behind the net. Face-off win again for the Hawks. And let's see if they do it again. Now they're going to feed it up to the point. Back down to the near corner. Up to the top of the zone. One-timer deflected on net. And Brandt saves it between his knees. Nice little redirect of that shot. But Brandt solid on his angle, able to stop that attempt. 56 seconds left to go. Need a face-off win here. See if Hokonen can win this. Nope, Neebing wins it again, up to the point. And it's out and then knocked in. It should come all the way down, and it does. Intentional offsides, and it's going to go all the way down into the Neebing zone. Yeah, I remember this portly official. He doesn't take much crap from the stands or from players for that matter. He'll call unsportsmanlike. He'll throw parents out without much warning. Face-off won by the Stormhawks. Here's Hokonen. That's intercepted. Now it's Neebing up the right side. Offsides. Well offsides. Neebing two of their better players on this power play right now. 10, who's their right wing, and 19, who's their center. They're the couple that I had identified in the previous game against Mounds View Irondale. Good pressure there by Spalding. Spalding still pressuring. Now here come the Hawks into the zone. Turned over to Ramaka. He's not able to, or Perry, he's not able to get it out. Now it's turned over to, is it Bigglebach, or I can't tell who that is. It's Lund. Lund will dump it in and go for a change. Spalding down low. Forechecking on the penalty kill. 14 seconds left on the Lindell penalty, and it's going to be icing all the way into the Stormhawk zone. We'll bring it back down to the Neebing zone with 9 seconds left to go on Lindell's penalty. It's possible that if Lindell gets one more, I haven't looked at the rules, but if Lindell gets one more penalty, he could be disqualified from this game. I saw that in a previous game. We'll have to see if that is indeed the rule. I don't get paid enough to read the rules of this tournament, so you get what you pay for. Neebing cuts off a clearing attempt Spalding cuts a clearing attempt by Neebing, dumps it in. Breakout pass, we're skating 5-on-5. The official stopped Weisenen from getting into the play right away, otherwise he might have broken up the rush. Here's a pass up to Weisenen. Weisenen intercepts a Neebing pass, comes in, cut to the middle, yes! Shoots! Save on the stick side. Weisenen read that one correctly. He did cut to the middle nicely there. Perry, good back pressure. Now it's dumped in off a glove into the Stormhawk zone. Cuts to the middle. Cut off. I'm not sure that shot ever gone on. It'll be Weisenen. Weisenen across to Kurt. Kurt around one. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kurt down the left side. Cuts to the middle. Kurt in. Shoots. Save. Rebound comes out. Good chance. Now it's knocked to the side of the net. And gathered up by the goaltender. Good rush by the Stormhawks with 1 second to play in the period. Great chance for Chaska Chanhassen to go up 2 goals late in the late in the first period. 1 second to play here. I'd like to get a left shot center here. It is going to be Olsen. Olsen left shot just should shoot. You don't want to, if you just have Olsen there and he shoots, you have a chance to maybe beat the buzzer. That'll do it from the first period. I'll give you stats here in a second. 1-0 after one. We will do the ice here. Shots, your stats here are 13-5 in favor of Neebing. Scoring chances 5-3 in favor of Chaska Chanhassen. Face-off 16-10 in favor of Neebing. Hits were even at about 3-2. And 1 odd man rush for the Stormhawks and 0 for the Hawks. That does it for the first period. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. About back to get underway for the second period of this final pool play game of the Thanksgiving Super Rink Spectacular. Stormhawks lead 1-0 after the first period. Goal by Ryan Spalding. And they killed off a pair of Drew Lindell penalties, who I think he's got to be careful now not to get a third penalty. He might be disqualified. Maybe a spore. I don't know. We'll see. So it'll be Kurt Palmquist and Olsen to take the opening draw. Neebing with control off of that. Behind Brandt. Pushed up to Palmquist. His pass to Kurt comes out of the zone and thrown back in offsides. This face-off won by Kurt over to Bigglebach. Bigglebach's pass, not enough mustard on it to get to Palmquist, and it's kept dumped in by Neebing to the far corner. They'll be on the puck there. Lund digs it out to Olsen. Olsen will cut through the middle of the ice. Olsen on his backhand drops it for Palmquist, and that is intercepted. And Neebing right back the other direction. That pass doesn't connect to. Now here's shot off of Brandt. Easy save. Pass comes up to the point. Fronted by Palmquist. Now it's Bigglebach to chase behind the net. Pass to the right circle. Pass in front. Goes off of a skate. Bigglebach. Bigglebach tried to get it out of there. Has his pocket pick. Neebing with the puck at the slot. One-time shot going wide. And now it's pushed up to the point. Slap shot. Redirected on net, and Brandt makes the save there. Battle for the puck in the corner. It's fed around by Spalding to Hokanen. He can't race ahead to get it, and it's kept in by the Hawks. Behind Brandt. Now to the right circle along the hash marks. Down low. Still down low. And out to the point off of Hokanen's stick, and then passed by the Neebing defenseman. Hokanen chasing into the corner. Just the angle on that. Nice hold by Lindell to keep it in. And Neebing with the puck at the top of the circle will get it out, skate down, and eventually get it into the Stormhawk zone. Lindell up the wall, but not out, and dumped in deeper by the Hawks. It's Spalding now. Spalding stops, comes the other direction, passes to Hokanen. Hokanen just a little too far away from it to gather that pass. Hokanen, nice little touch pass to Spalding. Spalding ahead to Ramaka. Ramaka into the zone, cuts to the middle. His shot through a screen, and goes wide along the hash marks. Spalding pushes it in deep. On the ice right now, and it'll be Girding to serve that penalty for the Stormhawks. And a bad change by Chaska Chanhassen, allowing Neebing to get their third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2 to this point. So a bench penalty for too many men on the ice, served by Aiden Girding. The Stormhawk bench diagnosing what went wrong there. Here's a face-off won by Neebing on the power play. Shot blocked by Bigglebach. Bigglebach feeds it ahead to Perry. That's turned away. Bigglebach fighting for it. Up to the point, not out. Now along the half wall. Pushed in deep by the Hawks. We'll see if Lund can be first on it. Nope, it's the Hawks with it. Push it up to the point. It's going to come all the way down into the Hawks zone. And Perry will chase, and here's Perry with it. Around one, Perry in, shorthanded, shoots, save with a glove hand. Goaltender came way out of his crease to make that save. Cut off that angle. Nice glove save by the Neebing goaltender on a great scoring opportunity, shorthanded for the Stormhawks. 1:24 left to go on the too many men on the ice penalty. Here is Perry with it. Perry intercepts. A clearing attempt. Perry's still battling at the blue line. It's going to come out to Bigglebach. Bigglebach will shuttle it down into the Neebing zone. Well, they'll have to go another 200 feet to go on the attack. Perry with a good pressure there, almost creating a turnover. Now it's a loose puck. Perry overskates. They're going to cut through the middle and out to neutral ice. Here come the Hawks. defended by Bigglebach. He's going to chase it down low. First on the puck. Bigglebach over to Weisenen or Spalding. And he can't control that pass. Shot right on, not handled cleanly by Brandt. And then it's Weisenen that throws it all the way down for icing. And we'll have a face-off back in the Stormhawk zone. 38 seconds left to go on the too many men on the ice penalty. And Aiden Gertie will jump back on. It'll be Palmquist to take this face-off for the Stormhawks. Face-off won cleanly by the Hawks. That shot is deflected into the corner where Olsen will chase. He's pushed into the wall. Now it's up to the point. Long shot. Saved by Brandt. He didn't field it cleanly. Nobody there to clean up the mess for the Hawks. Now here comes Neebing. From the side, in front. Cut off by Brandt. He didn't move. Lindell to Palmquist. Palmquist will reverse. Push it off the end wall. Chase it down himself. Palmquist push it up the wall. And Olsen was a little too high to gather that pass. Here's Johnson now. Johnson off the end wall for Olsen. Penalty over. Stormhawks skating 5-on-5 once again. Clearing pass intercepted. Long shot saved by Brandt. .26 to go in the second period. Stormhawks lead 1-0 off a first period goal by Ryan Spalding. And the slightly hot-headed official down there getting angry at some players down there for being aggressive in an aggressive sport. Comes Kurt to take the draw. He wins it over to Lindell. Lindell will rim it around for Olsen. Olsen doesn't quite get to the wall, but it does come out. He tips it ahead to Kurt. Kurt will throw it off the end wall, off the back of the net. Now pushed around the wall to the far side. Kurt keeps it in, tipped by Olsen, goes off the glass behind the net. And then the forecheck just stopped skating there, and now it comes out to neutral ice. Pass intercepted by Neebing, comes into the attack. In the attacking zone. Down low. Around Brandt to the high slot. One-time shot stopped by Brandt. Pass in front. Now out to the point. Into the skates of the defenseman. Knocked down. Now it's Kurt. Kurt has Palmquist. Right to Palmquist. Palmquist in alone. Palmquist shoots. Save. Bounces behind the goalie and then the net's up. That should be a penalty. The other defenseman knocked the net off. Holy cow. The goaltender didn't knock it off. It was the defenseman that knocked him off. Could call a delay a game penalty there. They're not going to call it, looks like. Great chance by Palmquist. Palmquist's shot was saved, and the loose puck went over the goaltender. It landed in the crease, and then the net was knocked off from a back-checking defenseman. And they're not going to call a penalty there. Could easily be I think they're describing that he was chasing the puck, and that's why they're not going to call a penalty. It's a questionable no call there. Now here's Hokanen. Back checks and passes in front, and Spalding didn't know it was coming to him as he was in front of the net. Pass up to the point. Nice keep in by Bigglebach. Now Spalding down to Hokanen. Tried to feed it back to Spalding. Spalding from a sharp angle. Now behind the net. Tried to get it out to Ramaka, and that is intercepted by the Hawks. Good pressure there. Now here's the Hawks shot going wide. Come on, how do you call that penalty? Now they're going to get Spalding on a elbowing call because that's ridiculous. God, for crying out loud. 2-minute penalty. Just go referee the game. There's a long shot saved by Brandt into the corner. So Spalding penalty taking a elbowing penalty. Very questionable call. Wraparound chance turned away by Brandt. That's 4 calls against Chaska Chanhassen, 0 against Neebing. It's time for the referees to even it up. And they shoot and score. Power play goal by the Hawks. And you can thank the officials for that. (1-1), 8:39 to go in the second period. Off a questionable call by the officials. 4 penalties called against Chaska Chanhassen, 0 called against the Hawks, and that's the difference right now. There's a shot off the glove of Brandt. Here's a pass up to the point. Dumped on to Brandt. He kicks it away. Perry into his skates. Now here's Weisenen. Weisenen in, and Perry had slid in offsides, and we'll have a face-off at neutral ice. 8:11 to play in the second period. 1-1 the score. Comes Neebing on the attack. Shot misses the net. Rebound off the end wall. Neebing first on the puck. High puck behind the net, glove down by Perry. He picks it up first, gets around one, then lost the handle. And it comes out to the point. Now down deep, now back out to the point. That puck pass slips both defensemen. And a good outlet pass, and here come the Hawks once again. Slap shot going wide. Going to bounce off the end wall all the way out to the right point. Now here is Lund. Lund up the wall, trying to get it to Azanoff. He's cut off. Now here's Lund again. Lund off the sidewall. Bothered from behind. And there's that makeup call that we're waiting for. Finally, they're going to call it weekly on both teams. I guess that's a good thing, but really soft hooking call. So Chaska Chanhassen going to get their first power play of the game off a very soft hooking call against Neebing. Face-off one up to Lund. Lund long shot right on, save. Rebound comes to the side. Palmquist down to Olsen. Olsen looking at his options. Olsen had Lindell all alone. He didn't give it to him. Olsen again. Olsen now back to Palmquist. And Neebing just content to keep them to the outside. Shot save off the post by Olsen. Now here's Olsen with the puck down low again. Olsen back to Palmquist. Palmquist, Kurt dumped, and they're going to have a penalty against Neebing. 5-on-3 penalty power play coming for the Stormhawks as Kurt was dumped in front. And interference call coming against the Hawks. 6:34 to go. We'll have a minute 19 of 5-on-3 power play time for Chaska Chanhassen. Interference as Kurt was checked from behind in front of the Neebing net. Kurt has one goal on this tournament, but he's drawn about 3 penalties. So a good opportunity for Chaska Chanhassen to get that go-ahead goal once again. Their power play this season has been, I think it's safe to say, dreadful. There's a shot right on net, find its way through, and there could have been a penalty against Neebing again, but they're not going to call that there. Just a little shoving after the whistle. Chaska Chanhassen, probably not the best choice there. 5-on-3, you're going to have a lot of ice. Move that puck around. And now it's fed all the way down. And it should be icing. And it is. Minute 1:02 left on the first minor. We'll have a minute, 2 seconds of 5-on-3 time. Typically in 5-on-3, you don't want to just fire away from the point. You want to move it around and create a 2-on-1 somewhere on the ice. And that's not necessarily going to help. But it comes to Weisenen over to Ramaka. Ramaka will try to reverse directions. Comes out to Lindell. Lindell off the wall to Weisenen. Weisenen down deep for Ramaka. He's got Spalding in front. Now it's up to the point for Bigglebach. One-time shot by Lindell. He fanned on it. Came out to the right circle. Spalding's shot misses everything. Now to the far side, it's Ramaka. Ramaka up. And Bigglebach kind of picked his head up before he caught the pass. And now it's dumped in. And I don't love dump-ins on a 5-on-3 power play. Now it's kicked ahead. It'll be Weisenen with it. Weisenen down for Ramaka. Back to Weisenen. Up to Lindell. Long shot coming. Tipped in front. Rebound. Slips behind the goaltender, behind the net. Neebing will try to push it off the wall. Not out. Kept in by Lindell. Lindell up to Bigglebach. Bigglebach in front. Tipped. And they push away at it. No whistle coming. Longest whistle ever. And we're accustomed to that after their previous game. Took a while for that whistle to come. It looked like that puck was frozen, but maybe the official saw it. So 5-on-4 now, 35 seconds to go on the second penalty. Score tied at 1, 5:09 to go in the second period. And it's dumped all the way down the ice by Neebing. Should be icing. It'll be 28 seconds left on the penalty, the interference penalty. Kurt to take the draw, see if he can win this one. Wins it right over to Palmquist. Now back to Kurt. Now to Lindell. Tipped in front. Roos puck in front, and Palmquist's shot just missed the far post. Here is Olsen. Olsen waiting. Now up to Bigglebach. Back to Olsen. Unfortunately on his backhand side, so he couldn't field that pass. Now Olsen again with it, taken off of his stick. Off the wall and down. And icing is waived. It'll be Bigglebach in his own zone as the penalty expires. 5-on-5 skating again. Bigglebach in his own zone. Got plenty of ice to take, and his pass is too far for Palmquist, and we'll have icing against Chaska Chanhassen. And a face-off back in the Stormhawk zone with 4:25 to go in the second period. Score tied at 1. Neebing with the puck at the high slot, taken off their stick to Perry, then he lost it. Slow play by the Stormhawks there. They're just staring at the puck instead of going at the puck carrier. Shot right on to Brandt, and he saves it. Away by Lund. Might have come on net if Lund wasn't able to tip that away. Now another long shot deflected by Brandt and shouldered away by Brandt. Azanoff eventually able to get it out to Hokanen. Hokanen gets around one, but not able to get it deep. Here come the Hawks, pass to the middle of the ice. That's intercepted by Azanoff. Azanoff pass across to Lund. Lund will take it up to the red line himself and then to the blue line, but no farther. Neebing will skate it in. In our previous game, they would have whistled that offsides. Slap shot, saved by Brandt. He drops it as a slow whistle there by the officials. Johnson around, 1-4 checker, and then lost the handle. Comes to Perry. Perry, 2-on-1 with Hokanen. Perry in to the front, and puck just slides off his stick. Couldn't get it over to Hokanen, and it's thrown all the way down the ice, so we'll have icing. And Perry, if he just puts that across to the weak side, I think he has Hokanen to dump it in the open net. And he made a power move to the front, and then no shot got on. And I think Sean Hokanen a left-handed shot, so if he just pushes that across the top of the crease to Hokanen, he can dump it in the open net. 3:09 to play in the second period. Face-off one to Ramaka. Ramaka protecting the puck, bothered by a trio of Hawks. Now throws it to the far corner for Wiseman to battle. It'll be Spaulding on it. Spaulding reverses, falls down, still almost able to get to Wiseman, and then Wiseman loses the battle, but then Neebing pushes it out all the way down. Icing will be waved as Girding misplays the puck. And then that corner down there is a scary one for the Stormhawks, as that's where Matthew Tyler broke his ankle in the first game of this tournament yesterday. Nice play there. Now it's Ramaka. Ramaka one-on-one. Loses control, goes into the corner. Lost his stick, now gets help from Spaulding. Spaulding comes out with it, pass in front, all the way comes out to Lindell. Turnaround shot, blocked, and falling down is the defender. Shot comes all the way down and misses the net, maybe sticked away by the goalie. Comes out to the point, and Neebing on the attack again. Tried to cut to the middle, lost control, regains control, but then it slides off his stick. Now it's bounced behind Brandt with under 2 minutes to play. Breakout doesn't materialize very well. It'll be Lindell will pitchfork it all the way down, and that'll be an icing. I think Lindell and Girding and two of the forwards were looking for a change, so I believe the coaches have said if you're gassed, feel free to ice it, especially in the second period when you have the long change. 1:40 to go in the second period, 1-1 the score. Kurt wins that faceoff cleanly to Bigelbach. Bigelbach hit as he tried to find the puck in his skates. Long cross-ice pass, intercepted at the point. Slap shot blocked by Olsen up top. Bouncing puck along the goal line, comes up to the point. Another slap shot coming. Blocked by Curtin. He's hobbling after taking that one. I'm going to have to talk to him about jumping while blocking shots. You never want to jump while blocking shots. Loose puck at the side of the net. Brandt thought he had it. I think Kurt got it out of trouble. There's a shot or a pass that goes off the end wall to Bigelbach. Bigelbach to Palmquist. Palmquist to Olsen, picked up by Kurt. Kurt into the zone. Kurt will throw it on net, sticked away. And Neebing will get that rebound and skate out easily. Nice back pressure by Palmquist. Will dump it back down, allowing Kurt to go on the forecheck. Now off the glass and to neutral ice for Johnson. Johnson tried to give it to Palmquist, and that's partially deflected. And Neebing on the attack with 35 seconds. Shot saved by Brandt. 34 seconds left in the period. Score 1-1. Off a second period power play goal by the Hawks. Not the Stormhawks, but the Hawks. So a goal here in the last 34 for either team is huge. And blocked shot from the point, going wide, blockered away by Brandt. Now it's up to the point, or up to the high slot. Now it's Wiseman. Wiseman tried to feed it to Perry. He's fighting through a couple of Hawks. Gets into the corner. Rimmed around. It'll be Lindell to try to keep it in. He does. Bouncing puck in the slot. Neebing picks it up there. Wiseman battling down low. Wiseman tried to get up to Lindell, and that's right to a Hawk with 2-1-0, and that does it for the second period. 1-1 after two. One goal for the Stormhawks in the first, one goal for the Hawks in the second, and it's tied after two periods. Shots after two periods. Neebing winning in the face-off one department, 24-20. Hits are even at 3 apiece. I expected a more physical game, but it hasn't shown this time so far. And 2 odd man rushes for Chaska-Chanhassen and 0 for Neebing. Do we really have they had 2 penalties? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's because I'm using his internet. So if my real quick look at the standings of this tournament mean anything, I think Chaska-Chanhassen with a win could guarantee them a spot in the third place game. They'd have to win by maybe 7 or 8 goals to get into the championship game. Wayzata White is in the championship game with a 3-0 record. This Neebing team is 2-0. So if Chaska Chanhassen were to defeat them, they'd win the tiebreaker at 2-1 as well. Hokkinen now off the initial faceoff shot, glove save. This is the best goaltender Chaska Chanhassen has faced in this tournament. The previous 2 were not impressive. Probably the weakest links of the previous 2 teams we played. Face-off 1, up to Girding. Girding long shot, tipped in front by Spalding, going wide. Maka pushed into the wall. A bunch of players battle for it down low. 5 players. Lindell will keep it in. Long shot, bounces to the high slot. Still a fluttering puck, picked up by Ramaka. Ramaka, his shot is blocked way up high. Ramaka tried to get it to the slot and high slot, and that's intercepted, and they'll go on the attack. And around Girding, try to get around Hokkinen off of Hokkinen's skate. Now Girding's pass up to Ramaka. Ramaka with Spalding. Ramaka on the attack down the left side. His pass is off a stick down low. Ramaka knocked off the player. Spalding shot, save, rebound comes right out in front. Comes out to Bigelbach. Bigelbach dumps it in the corner. Hokkinen trying to win a battle down there. Neebing wins that battle and feeds it out to center ice where it's Lund. Across to Bigelbach. Bigelbach gets it in deep. As they go for a change. Push around the wall. It'll be Bigelbach to try to keep it in. He does. Nice job of Bigelbach to win that battle along the half wall. Palmquist pass is off a skate, and it's fed out to neutral ice for Lund. Lund at the red line, pushes it down into the Neebing zone. And a slow forecheck allows Neebing to skate out with it. Broken up at neutral ice. It'll be Kurt. Long pass out of the reach of Olsen and all the way down. Just a little too far for Olsen to pick up that outlet pass, and we'll have a face-off in Chaska Chanhassen territory. 13:07 to play in the third period. Score tied at 1. And you just hope that the officials don't affect the game like they did in our previous game. Let the players decide it on the ice. Face-off eventually controlled by Olsen. Now it's flipped all the way down. Nice play by the Hawks defender who glove it down. Otherwise, it's possible that Palmquist would have picked up that stretch pass. Johnson off the end wall, but not to anybody. Now a pass in front, intercepted by Lindell. Lindell up to Olsen. Olsen across the red line, down the left side. Will push it ahead and gather it himself. Try to feed it in front. Palmquist with it. Sharp angle shot, save, and goaltender jumps on the rebound. Stormhawks go for a change. Actually, I believe both teams going for a change here. 12:33 left in the third period. Score tied at 1. Puck kept in by Lindell. Here's Perry, try to get it in front. That's tipped away from him. Lindell holds the wall again and gets help from Perry. Now it's Lindell. Lindell down low. Tried to come in front, and it just slid off his stick before he got a shot off. Neebing. Nice breakout pass. Doesn't connect. Johnson, a little slow to react. He does get to it eventually. Here's Weisenen. Weisenen off the end wall behind Brandt to Lindell. Lindell up to Perry. Perry around 1. Perry 2-on-3, still with it. Now he's eventually shouldered off. That was bound to happen as he was reaching for pucks. Outlet pass, and Neebing is back on the attack. Nice pass to the middle of the ice. Skips around 1, and Brandt comes way out, makes the save, cuts off the angle. Nice job by Nathan Brandt to cut off that scoring attempt by the Hawks. It's a nice play by number 11 in green as he put the puck through the skates of the defender, went in alone, and then Brandt decided to come way out of his crease to stop any great scoring chance of occurring. Face-off won by Chaska Chanhassen. Out of the zone. Here's a 2-on-1 chance. Maybe. Hokanen. Pass in front. Just didn't materialize quick enough. It was 2-on-1 if they really hurried. And nice hold at the line by Girding. Picked up by Ramaka. Ramaka bothered from behind. Now it's Spalding with it. Spalding's pass. He has his pocket picked before he could feed it up to the high slot. Here comes Neebing. Across the high slot now. Sandwiched by a couple of Stormhawks. Taken out of the zone now. Regrouping are the Hawks. Back on the attack. Penalty coming against Neebing behind the play. Aiden Girding taking a check behind the play. And Neebing's going to get their third penalty of the game, as inevitably officials are going to even up penalties. And here, so I didn't see the call. I'm guessing it's a roughing call. It was behind the play as Girding was dumped. It is roughing. Those are the type of penalties that drive a coach nuts, as the puck was nowhere near the play, and someone in green decided to take a run at someone in yellow, and that resulted in a penalty against the Hawks. Face-off won by the Stormhawks. It's Olsen. Olsen with it in the corner. Up to Lindell. Shot. Glove save. Got to get traffic in front of this netminder. This is a good goalie. He's going to stop the shots that he can see clearly. Face-off one back to Lindell. Lindell pushes it around eventually to Olsen. Olsen is pinned to the wall. Olsen gets off the puck to Palmquist to Kurt in front, and big save. Great pass by Palmquist to Kurt. He one-timed it right on. Goaltender slid out to the top of his crease and made the save. Good save there. And a good play by the Stormhawks on the power play. Great scoring opportunity to regain the lead. Kurt wins this face-off cleanly to Lindell. He'll ring it around again to Olsen. Olsen in front of the Zamboni door. Back to Palmquist. Now back to Olsen. Olsen back to Palmquist as they go back and forth. Out in front to Kurt, and that went off a Neebing stick. They fight for it along the half wall. It'll be Kurt with the puck. Kurt will reverse course up the wall. It is Olsen, and he lost control as he thought about what he was going to do with it. Here's Lund. Lund to Lindell across the red line. Didn't have real good handle on that puck. Here's Lund now off the wall and into the Neebing zone. Halfway through the power play, pusher on the wall, and the Stormhawks are gone for a change. And the puck jumped Bigglebach's stick in the snow in front of the Stormhawk bench, and then a shot right on Brandt. And he saves that. We'll get a face-off to his right with 43 seconds left to go on the power play for Chaska Chanhassen as they remain tied at 1. Shots 4-2 in favor of Chaska Chanhassen this period. We're not going to give that one a shot. That was kind of... This face-off won by Spalding. Stormhawks good in this period on face-off one so far. Nice job of Ramaka to get around one. Long pass to Weisenen. Weisenen down the right side. Weisenen pushed into the wall, but he fights through that check to keep the puck in. Now to Ramaka. Ramaka back to Weisenen. Hops his stick. Now back to Ramaka with 14 seconds left to go on the penalty. Ramaka behind the goaltender, leaves it for Weisenen. Weisenen out to Spalding, and that pass is deflected and pushed all the way down. Should be icing if it gets there fast enough, and it does. And just as the penalty expires, 8:54 left to go in the third period. We're tied at 1. Power play over. We're skating 5-on-5 again. It'll be Weisenen, Azanoff, and Perry. Eventually pushed into the corner by Perry. Getting help from Weisenen to get loose. Weisenen does. He pushed it into the near corner. Push up the wall. It'll be Azanoff first on it. He'll push it in deeper. And now Neebing will break out and look to go on the attack. Gets around Johnson, got help back with Wiseman, pushes him up. What are they going to call? It was shoulder to shoulder. Interference, the puck was right there. Unbelievable. What a weak call. Unbelievable. Shoulder to shoulder. Puck is right there, and he calls interference. So Wisenen's going to go for interference. Puck was right there. He checked him, but the puck was right there. Coach is getting an explanation from one of my my least favorite officials in Minnesota. He loves making it about himself. There's a shot saved by Brandt. Loose puck along the side of the net. There's a puck into the face of Brandt. Penalty coming against Neebing, I hope. And it is. It's going to be a high stick against Neebing, I believe. Yep. Neebing's player had his stick in the face of Nathan Brandt, and we'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute 45. And the puck will come all the way down into the Neebing zone with 8:07 to go. It'll be Olsen to take it. He wins the draw back to Johnson. His shot skips past the front of the net into the corner. 4-on-4, we're skating. Good back pressure by Palmquist. And that puck slides in off sides. And we'll have a face-off in front of the Chaska-Chanhassen bench. It'll be Palmquist to take this face-off. Face-off won by Neebing to the red line and in. Brandt will stop it behind his net. It'll be Johnson first on it. Johnson tried to feed it ahead. That's intercepted. Now it's intercepted by Palmquist. 2-on-2 with Olsen. Olsen down the right side. Palmquist up the middle. Olsen cuts to the middle. Shot saved. Rebound comes to Palmquist. Try to get it back in front. And it's Neebing back on it. They have an outlet pass. 1-on-2. Good defense there by Girding, and then a shot right on, saved by Brandt. Halfway through the third period, 1:04 left on the bogus Wiseman interference call, and then we'll have a 15-second power play. So a touch pass to Lindell. Now Ramaka around one check. Ramaka with Kurt into the zone. Ramaka across to Kurt. Kurt finds it, shoots, deflected, goes over the net. Now Lindell with it. Lindell up to Kurt. Long shot, save into the glove. The only thing I'd like him to do there is just wait a second to see if Ramaka flashes to the front of the net, get some traffic in front. 7 minutes left to go in the period. 35 seconds to go. There's a loose puck, comes to Lindell. His shot partially deflected before it got on net. And good back pressure by Ramaka. Ramaka and Kurt will go in on the attack. 4-on-4. Ramaka up to Lindell. Lindell around one, around two. Skates in. Around another. Now he's behind the net. Tried to get it in front to Ramaka, and that was just too much traffic there. Now on the attack. Neebing will dump it into the Stormhawk zone, but Stormhawks right back on the attack. Ramaka again, around one defenseman, fell down, shot, save, rebound comes out, and nobody there in gold. Long bouncing shot to the left circle, and Neebing will pick it up on into the Stormhawk zone. And this is what happens when officials call weak calls. The fans think anytime somebody touches somebody, there should be a penalty. This is what happens when they call ridiculous calls during the game is everybody thinks anytime somebody falls down, it should be a penalty. And that's what we're seeing right now. Both fan bases are calling for penalties that really aren't there. Face-off one. We're skating 5-on-5. Hokkinen almost skated in on the attack. Instead, it's Neebing with it. Now through the neutral zone into Stormhawk territory. Turned over it. And Spalding pushes it out to neutral ice. Pass D to D. Nice pressure there by Weisenen. Hokkinen from his knees almost able to get it across into the zone. Now good pressure by Spalding. Creating a turnover. Spalding now from his knees up to Hokkinen. Hokkinen gets it out, takes a check, and it's getting physical now with 5:23 to play in the third period. It's sent out of the zone, and Neebing will have to regroup. Now from their own zone, good pressure by Hokkinen, helping to create an errant pass. It's Spalding. Spalding is cut off, fights through a check. Now has help from Perry, and a bunch of missed checks. Here comes Neebing around one. Backhand shot, blocker save by Brandt. Here is Perry. Perry's pass to Spalding, and he was gassed, so he just throws it all the way down the ice. With 4:52 left to play in the third period, score tied at 1. Faceoffs won 10-6 in favor of Chaska Chanhassen in this period. This one won by Neebing cleanly out to the left point. Dumped in deep. It'll be Johnson to battle his attacker, getting help from Kurt. And now there's a Neebing player that comes out with it. Good hit thrown by Johnson. Now Kurt rims it around for Palmquist. Palmquist has a little space. Tried to get it out. Now regathers. Tried to get to Kurt in a couple of skates. Kurt regathers it. Now flips it in deep off a backhand all the way down on net. And that's not the worst result that could happen from that play, as Chaska Chanhassen will get a chance to win a faceoff and get pucks to the net here with 4:23 left in the third period. Faceoff one over to Lindell. Lindell backhand, tipped by Kurt. Comes on net. Slow whistle. Well, blow the whistle a little faster. It's a slow whistle by that official there, allowing Palmquist, or no, it was Olsen, to flash to the front of the net. This time Neebing wins that draw. Nice reversal there. It's going to come all the way out. Pass doesn't connect. It'll be Johnson from his own zone. Johnson escapes the forechecker. His pass intercepted at the red line. Johnson dumped behind the play. Now back on the attack are the Hawks. They lose control at the left circle. And long outlet pass to Palmquist. Palmquist and Kurt into the zone. They weave. Palmquist to his left side. Shot, save, rebound, comes out to Kurt, and he just turned away. Clearing attempt blocked by Lindell. And they fight for it along the hash marks, bouncing puck. And Kurt can't hold the blue line there. Kurt from his own zone backs up and waited too long to make that pass. Now a pass to the front off of Brandt's skate, a glove, and it's shot right on, saved, sprawling Brandt. Brandt has lost his stick. Now Lindell with it, they want to get rid of it, he can't. Comes out to the point, he falls down. Picked up by Kurt. Bouncing puck up to Palmquist, 2-on-1 with Olsen. Across to Olsen, Olsen in, he shoots, and he didn't get much on it, save. And penalty coming against Olsen. With 3:02 to play, end-to-end action there. Olsen going to take an ill-advised penalty in the corner. He went reaching for the puck. And the face-off penalty, power play into the Stormhawk zone, a hooking call against Olsen. Olsen reaching for the player chasing the puck, and that unfortunate timing there by Dylan Olsen to take a penalty with 3:02 left in the third period. Girding goes down off a face-off win by the Stormhawks. He gets up, and now it's Neebing with the puck. Bigglebach will chase it down there. Lots of bodies falling all over the place. Bouncing puck in the far corner. Bigglebach picks it up, feeds it all the way down. Might go on net. And they wave icing already before that even came on net. Now a clearing pass comes to Spalding. Spalding from the red line. Tipped it ahead. Spalding into the attacking zone, shorthanded. He'll just dump it in, bouncing, rolling puck, sticked away by the goaltender, not going on net. Minute 20 left to go on the power play for Neebing. Good check thrown by Spalding, intercepted by Ramaka. His shot is deflected to the near side, and Spalding keeps it in. Nice penalty killing so far by the Stormhawks. Good pressure, almost turned over to Ramaka right in front of the net. Ramaka loses his stick now, and here comes Neebing on the attack. Gets around Perry. Into the zone. Comes in front, shot saved. Brandt goes for the poke check, missed it, but then made the save with his right leg pad. Now in the corner, now behind the net. Up to the point, fronted by Perry, and that shot goes wide. And a little bit too much puck watching there. Bouncing shot comes on Brandt, and he gets a face-up. Gets a glove on it and a face-off. 34 seconds left to go on the Dylan Olsen hooking minor. 1:36 to go in the third period. Face-off won by Neebing. Up to the right point. Long shot going wide. Kicked away. Now it's up to Hokkinen. Hokkinen gets it out. Gains the red line. Cut off by the official. Leaves it for Perry. Perry cuts to the middle. Has it taken away. Now Hokkinen with it. Hokkinen now down low. Down to the right side. Tried to feed it across to Perry. And now an outlet pass. Here comes Neebing on the attack. Shoot. Save by Brandt. Oh, that was deja vu all over again. Chaska Chanhassen made a pass very similar to that in the previous game, sending a Wayzata White player on a breakaway in which they scored. This time, Brandt bails him out. Oof. And with that, we're skating 5-on-5 again. Timeout coming against Chaska Chanhassen to take their timeout with 1:02 left to play in the third period. Score tied at 1. Face-offs in this period. Chaska Chanhassen is 112 to Neebing's 9. And we have a crucial face-off here in the Chaska Chanhassen zone. Shots are very even in this period. Chaska Chan with 11 to Neebing's 9. A lot of chances on both sides for this, not grade A chances, but a lot of shots coming in this period. In a very evenly played game, mostly, I'd say the edge might be a little bit to Neebing. Not a exceptionally physical game. And now Neebing is going to take a back-to-back timeout. You don't see that very often. I don't know why you would do that. I think you'd do that after you take an icing or something. I don't know why you would do a back-to-back timeout. Maybe to rest their best guys even more, maybe. And Chaska Chan took the initial timeout, then Neebing took one right after that one expired, maybe to get their top players more rest and a little more instruction. And all three players that I identified in the previous game are on the ice for the Hawks. It's number 10, number 18, and number 19. It'll be 19 to take the draw. And it'll be Spalding to take this face-off for the Stormhawks. Face-off off the official skate. And eventually controlled by Lindell. Lindell up the wall to Olsen. And they'll fight for it in the corner. Don't want to be too aggressive here and get yourself out of position. Comes up to the point, shot saved by Brandt. That's why you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to allow a loose puck to come out to an open player. 45 seconds left to go in the third period. Score tied at 1. Another face-off coming for Ryan Spalding. Bouncing puck. It's up to the top of the circle, shot into the glove of Brandt. Shots ramped off a Chaska Chanhassen stick high in the air and Glove down by Nathan Brandt. We'll do one more face-off on this side. I think I'd like to have a left-handed shot taking this face-off. A little stronger. This time it comes to Lindell. Lindell stick handles through the slot. Backhands it out to Palmquist. Palmquist up to Olsen. Olsen with 30 seconds. Shot. Save. Rebound comes out. Oh, and he just missed the open net on the rebound. Here comes a pass up the wall and doesn't get high enough up to Bigglebach. He keeps it in briefly. Bouncing puck at the red line. Here comes Neebing on the attack with 18 seconds to play. Down the right side. Good job of Lindell to swipe it off his stick. Pushed it into the wall down low. Now up to the point. 10 seconds. And high off the glass and deep. And I think Neebing knows all they need is a tie. And that finishes the game 1-1. That does it for the third and final pool play game. 1-1 is your final. Chaska Chanhassen with a first period goal. Neebing with a second period goal, and then we're all even in the third. And that ensures that Chaska Chanhassen will not advance to the championship game, but maybe to the third place game. We'll have to wait and see. And not sure the timing of that game tomorrow, but we'll play tomorrow sometime around the middle of the day. I'm not entirely sure. Final here, Chaska Chanhassen gold 1, Neebing 1. Final shots in that game. In this game, 37-28 in favor of Neebing. Scoring chances 11-8 in favor of the Stormhawks. Face-offs completely even at 34 apiece. Same with 6 hits apiece. And Chaska Chanhassen with 4 odd man rushes to 0 for the Hawks. That does it from the Super Rink. Your final 1-1 Chaska Chanhassen ties Neebing. This game brought to you by Edge Tech Hockey. Thanks for watching.